Thank you. Now, how many of you have watched a TED Talk? Yeah? These are the 18-minute videos that feature some of the world's greatest thinkers, greatest minds, sharing one big idea on stage. Now, most people don't know that actually TED started 20 years ago as a super exclusive conference for the who's who in tech, entertainment, and design. And each of them would take the stage to share one profound idea with this small group. But TED didn't really take off until about 5 years ago when they started posting the talks online at TED.com. And in 5 years, over 500 million views of these talks have kind of gone up online. And people have watched it so many times that they're actually being inspired by these different people and these different talks. Now, about 3 years ago, TED actually launched a new initiative called TEDx. Now, where TEDx, and the X stands for Independently Organized TED Event. And what this meant was TED opened up its brand to organizers in local communities where you could do a TED-like event in your own city with the shared mission to spread ideas in your own cities. And in Edmonton, we were one of the first in Canada to do TEDx in Edmonton in 2010. And we used this as a way to advance local conversations about creativity and entrepreneurship and innovation in our community. Now, TEDx has given us this local platform to kind of spread these ideas. But what's exciting about the whole TEDx platform is that it gives us access to this global community of other TEDx organizers that are doing some great things around the world. Now, I've been fortunate to be able to have met and interact with some of these other organizers at different TED summits over the last couple of years. Most recently at the TEDx Summit in Doha in Qatar. Now imagine we had 650 organizers from 130 countries coming to Doha to basically talk about ideas we're spreading. It was the largest, one of the largest non-political, non-religious global gatherings of people in the world. Now imagine 650 Type A, super passionate, super organized people all united by this idea and this shared mission of spreading ideas in our own communities. Now, these summits are about more than just networking. They're about bringing people together face-to-face with an opportunity to start building friendships. Because the idea here is building friendships around a shared mission and ideal. Because when we're personally invested in each other, we're more likely to help each other out from wherever we are. Now, place is very important as well. Doha is a fantastic place, and like the city that was rising out of the ground, we felt like as a TEDx community that we were also building the foundation for something greater with the TEDx brand. Now, this was my first trip to the Middle East, and there were many times where I sat back and during one of the different workshops and events and parties, etc., and said, I can't believe I'm doing this here. And yes, that is a Falcon. And no, they did not let me bring it back home. I really wanted to. Now, TED has also become an open platform. What was once an exclusive brand and conference that only the world's best thinkers could go to, they've really opened it up. And now it's opened up to this TEDx community that's all around sharing knowledge, sharing best practices. I myself have led workshops and am mentoring other TEDx organizers around Canada and around the world around welcoming them into the TEDx community. As an organization, TED is very open and accessible. We have access to pretty much all of the members of the team, starting from the top. So Chris Anderson, who's in the white pants there, is the head of TED. He's the guy that says it's time for TED to kick it all off every year. And we have access to these types of people because they really know that we as a community are the ones spreading the ideas. We even have access to some of the TED speakers. So Hans Rosling, for example, I don't know if any of you have seen Hans Rosling's TED Talk, but he's one of the most popular speakers on TED.com, and he'll tell you all about making data interesting and relevant. Like a developer conference, very much the tone of these summits is all around bringing together rookies and veteran organizers coming together and working together to make the platform even better. And that's why we feel that TEDx is really the future of TED. Because now it's about going beyond ideas worth spreading. And it's about taking action and about enabling the ideas worth doing. Because if you think about it, in only 3 years, we as a TEDx community have organized over 3,200 events in 800 cities in 130 countries around the world. We can mobilize like no other. We can raise money like no other. We can spread ideas like no other. And this is, to me, is what the power of X is all about, where X equals exponential. Now, what's exciting about this is connecting this to kind of what's happening here in our own city. You see, the power of X in Edmonton, I believe, begins with you, with us. The friendships we build, the actions we take, this is all united by the shared mission to make our city great. And now, we all have opinions about big projects going on in our city. We all have sat around different committees and talked about different things that should and shouldn't happen here. We all come to different events like this and go home wondering, what now, what's next? And this is what the power of X is about taking action. Because it's all the little steps that we take that start to add up to this full-scale change that we need in our city. I've been to lots of different places, and I've never felt the need to defend Edmonton on this global stage, because I know that we as a community have the exponential power to turn ideas into action, and that will speak for itself. Thank you.